We finished managing income lesson, and today we will start a new lesson, 17th chapter, life begins. Is there a network issue? It's not opening.
Breaking up.
Can one of you try opening it, like if you can download it and send it in the group? The 17th chapter, life begins. It's not opening on my side.
I'm sorry, ma'am.
Can you download the lesson, life begins, and send it in the group because it's not opening on my side?
Yeah.
Okay, it did.
Okay.
It just did. Okay, let me share my screen with you all. Lesson 17, life begins. We all are fascinated when we watch a baby playing all by itself in its bed. The tiny hands and feet, the innocent smile and twinkling eyes, all bring out the protective and parental instincts in us. We are sure you must have wondered how this tiny being comes into the world. Well, it's no magic. You may have observed the birth of a baby in your family, in your own family or neighborhood. Now, this is about a new life, okay, or life begins. Means that life begins when a baby is born, okay, a child is born. That is the time where his life begins, okay, and everybody all around is excited, okay, to welcome this new life into the family. All the people in the neighborhood are excited, our relatives are excited, okay. And when a baby comes into the world, okay, it's very fascinating to watch it, okay, to watch a little life, okay, a new life coming. You might have also observed the special care of the mother to be during pregnancy, a very special phase in her life. Okay. Now the mothers who will conceive, okay, who are pregnant, they we take special care of them because they have a life inside them, right? That time, and we are caring not only for the mother but also the baby that is inside of her. Okay, we take good care of them. We give them like good food is given to them, nutrition, okay, and all the like care is given to her, okay, because she is to give birth to a new life. Okay, then it will be interesting for you to learn about this process because you will soon come to a stage in life when you too will become a parent. Okay, not soon, but later. Okay, not soon, definitely not soon, but later. Okay, in a later period of time. So, this is about a new life, about all the process, about all the things that are related to a childbirth. Okay, that we will study in this lesson. Girls would be able to understand better the changes in their body may go the changes that their body may go through if they are pregnant. And boys will be able to understand and appreciate the needs of women during the significant phase of their lives. Okay. So as you know, or as you might not know, that women who go through the phase of pregnancy, a lot of changes happen in their body. Okay, one of them is gaining weight. Okay, one of the very common is gaining weight, but there are a lot of physical as well as chemical changes that happen in them. one of the physical changes, gaining weight, okay, looking like gaining the belly, okay, and one of the chemical changes are there because of the hormones, okay, because of the hormones such as the moods, cravings, okay, all the chemical changes that takes place in the women who go through the phase of pregnancy. Then when because not only women but men should also understand this, because they'll become fathers one day, and when they do, they need to understand the needs of the wife, okay, who will become a mother sometime. So that is why they need to understand their needs and appreciate it, okay, because a family is not only made by a woman but by the man and the woman both, okay, both the parents play equally important role. It is their partnership. They come together when they make a family. It's not about a man alone. A man will do everything alone, but also the support of his wife is there. And it's not that the wife will do everything alone, but also the support of the husband that should be there. The partnership that got created for both the parents to make a family. Then in this lesson, you will learn how a baby develops in their mother's body and how it arises into the world after the completion of its development in the womb. Okay, how the development of the baby takes place in the mother's body and how it arrives in the world. Okay, and what is the completion of its development in the womb? Have you studied this topic before in science or somewhere?
I remember there was a chapter that we did in our previous classes, but we didn't complete it.
Okay, all right. So this is there usually in science also, biology. Okay, how reproduction takes place, how a baby grows. There are stages in the development of a baby when it is inside the mother's womb. Okay, so we'll talk about that in this chapter. Now, the first topic, 17.1, is pregnancy. It is wonderful to have a baby in the family. But do you know how a baby is conceived? Some of you may have studied science as a subject, and may have already learned about the process of reproduction. Okay, so the process of reproduction needs both a man and a woman to bring a baby into the world. Okay, in to bring a baby into the world. Okay, the when a man and a woman comes together, okay, they they connect and the fertilization takes place in the woman, okay, and then she conceives she conceives the baby, okay. It is a fusion of a woman's egg, okay, with the sperm from the male, okay, which then develops into, okay, it becomes a fertilized egg, okay, when these two things join together. When a sperm fertilizes an egg, it becomes a fertilized egg, and then it develops into a baby. The stages that are there are it becomes an embryo, it becomes a fetus, okay. All of those stages are there that we will talk about. Now, a woman carries the unfertilized egg, which is known as ovum, okay, which is known as ovum, in her womb, and the man carries the sperm. As a result of sexual contact between a man and a woman, the sperm and the egg unite through a process called fertilization. Okay, through a process called fertilization. When sexual contact between a man and a woman takes place, and the fusion, okay, this uniting of sperm and egg is known as fusion. Okay, it's known as fusion. And this whole process of fusion of the sperm with the egg is known as fertilization. Okay, is known as fertilization process. And when this ovum or the egg inside the woman's body is fertilized, it is known as zygote. Okay, it is known as zygote. That fertilized egg is now known as zygote. Now, this zygote is what develops into a baby. Okay, the zygote develops into a baby. Do you know what happens to the zygote? It gets attached to the uterus and begins to grow by drawing nutrition from the mother's body. Okay, it attaches it attaches itself to the uterus and begins to grow by drawing nutrition from the mother's body. The zygote is called a fetus, and a fetus till it is born, and after the birth is called a baby. Fetus is the stage. Fetus is the stage where you can see you can identify the body parts of the baby. Okay. Fetus is a stage where in which you can identify the body parts of the baby. Okay, means the last weeks. Okay, the ninth month. Okay, somewhere between the eighth and the ninth month, that where the hands form, okay, legs form, head forms, okay, of the baby. That is the stage where it is called a fetus. Okay, and then when it is born, it's called a baby. Okay, now you will discover the fascinating steps in the development of the fetus as it transforms itself into a little baby. This is the ovum. Okay, this is the ovum that is there inside the woman. Okay, this is the sperms fusing with an ovum. Okay, fusing with an ovum. If this is an egg, then this will be the sperm that will enter it. Okay, and fuses merges with it to form zygote. Now, sperms have two parts. It has a head. The front part is known as a head, and the back portion is known as a tail. Through its tail, it swims. Okay, you know, as sperms swim and travel. Okay, they swim and travel, and then merges with the oh. Okay, now, um, then when it is fused, okay, it looks like this. This is zygote. Okay, that is after the fusion. After the fusion, then what happens is that cell division takes place. What is cell division? The one cell divides itself to many cells. Okay, one cell divides itself to many cells. Okay, this is known as cell division. Then blastocyst is formed. Okay, blastocyst is formed, which is a more complex part. Okay, which is a more complex part, also related to the cell. Okay, or group of cells. Okay, do you know that cells when they join together they form tissues? Okay, tissues when they join together they form organs. Organs when they join together they form organ system, and organ system forms a human. Okay, what I said, what I said. Okay, everything went in the air. Cells, when they come together, they become tissues. Okay, groups of cells, they become tissues. When tissues come together, they become organs. They become organs. When organs come together, it becomes organ system. Organ system. Okay, what is the organ system? Okay, what are the tissues in us? Tissues are basically layers in our skin. Okay, or layers with which our organs are formed. Okay, now organs are what? Organs are our liver, okay, our heart, okay, intestines, all of those are organs. And when the heart, the liver, the intestine, all of it comes together, it becomes organ system. Okay, an organ system makes a human. Organ system makes a human being. Okay, so from here, this is how it develops into a baby. Okay, now signs of pregnancy. Okay, what happens with a girl's body, with a woman's body, or what signs are there that the body shows when it is when she is pregnant? From the time fertilization takes place, many changes occur in a woman's body. These changes include physical, hormonal, and emotional changes. Also, emotional changes, okay, like mood, okay, emotional changes like mood. Some of these changes are the woman misses her menstrual period. This is the first indication of pregnancy in every woman. Okay, do you know what is a menstrual cycle?
I have an idea, I think.
Have an idea. Okay.
Yeah.
What happens is in a menstrual cycle that every month an egg is released from a woman's ovary into the uterus. Okay. Into the uterus. Like if I want to show you a diagram because you will understand better, give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute. Okay. Can you see the diagram? Now, what happens is that this is the ovary. Okay, this is the ovary. These are the ovaries, yellow parts, which produces the egg or ovum, which produces the ovum in the females. Okay, from this ovary, an egg or the ovum is released. This is a fallopian tube. This whole tube thing is a fallopian tube. It goes inside this tube. Okay, it goes inside this tube here. I'll use black color. It goes from here inside the tube, okay, here, and rests here. The egg rests here, okay, in the uterus. This is the uterus, okay. This is the uterus, or like here a little below, the uterus, okay. Now, if when the sperms enter, they enter from this opening. This we know, okay. They enter from the opening. They travel. They travel. They travel. Okay, and then they merge with the egg that is here. Okay, they will merge with this egg. Only one is there. Okay, they merge with the egg that is present here. Okay, so that will lead to pregnancy. That will lead to pregnancy. But if it doesn't, if the sperm doesn't enter, okay, no sexual contact, okay, sperm doesn't enter, then every month, okay, in a period of 28 days, okay, in a cycle of 28 days, this egg breaks down. This egg that is now mature breaks down and comes out of the opening, comes out of the opening in the form of periods or in the form of menstrual cycle. Okay, this is what happens if this is a very natural process that happens monthly in the women. Okay, it is a cycle that happens. Okay, then again, the next month, an egg will be released. It will mature. If sperms do not enter, no fertilization, it will break down. This is also the reason why the periods or the menstrual cycle stops um, when the egg is fertilized with the sperm. Okay, because see, what happened now what happened now is that now say sperms enter here. Okay, sperms enter here. Okay, and they get merged with the egg. Okay, they get merged with the egg, so the ovary will not release another egg because this egg will start to develop into a baby. Okay, this egg only, because now sperms are merged with it. Okay, now this egg is fertilized, so this will start to grow into a baby from that then on. Okay, and this ovary will not release more eggs. Okay, will not release any egg again, so that is why the periods stop after pregnancy. Okay, this is the reason why the menstrual cycle stops after pregnancy. Okay, because the ovum that is already there starts to develop and no more ovum is released because you already have the baby developing. Okay, This is how it works. Now, moving on. Okay, I have to reopen it. 1 minute. But you got the point, right?
Yeah.
How it works. Okay. Okay. Now, this is the first indication. The first thing that happens is that she misses her menstrual periods or the menstrual cycle stops. Okay. Then morning sickness or nausea is usually experienced in the morning, but some women may experience it at any other time of the day. Why? Why the vomiting and all? Okay, this is the vomiting because there is chemical changes inside, hormonal changes inside. Okay, your body just have got something new inside it. Okay, and it will not accept it instantly. Okay, but it takes some time, a little bit time for a body to adjust and all the chemical changes that are inside, hormone secretion and everything. Due to that, vomiting, women experience vomiting. Okay, feeling nauseous, feeling something in the stomach, okay, feeling nauseous, vomiting. Then changes in the breast occur. They tend to get enlarged and feel tender. The nipples become more prominent, and the dark area around the nipples, called areola, become darker and enlarges. Okay. Now this happens because the mother has to feed the baby. Okay, the mother, after the baby comes, the mother has to feed the baby. So we have glands present. Okay, women have glands present in the breast that becomes active when she is pregnant. Okay, that becomes active. So because they develop and becomes active that time, there is enlargement. Okay, there is change in color, there is enlargement, they become tender. Okay, why? Is because the glands, they are known as mammary glands. Mammary glands that are present in the breasts of women. Okay, which develops when they are pregnant. Okay, because they have to feed the babies. Because they have to feed the babies. So due to this development of these glands, they develop, they become active. The changes in the breast, the color and the size changes a little bit. Okay. Then the frequency of urination may increase towards the end of pregnancy. Okay. Towards the end of pregnancy. Why? Because women, because uterus plays an important role. Our uterus plays an important role in the excretion, okay, in passing of the urine. Okay, now when the baby is growing there, okay, there'll be a pressure on the uterus also, little bit. Okay, there'll be a little bit of a pressure on the uterus, which will make the women urinate more often. Okay, which will make them urinate more often because the pressure that builds up at the uterus because baby is growing there. So this is one. Then hormonal changes takes place in the woman's body could lead to. Now hormonal changes, what are the effects? The craving for certain foods such as sweets or spicy or sour food. Okay, craving for food. Some pregnant women may even want to eat certain inedible things like mud or chalk or slate. Okay, basically chalk. Okay, or slate sticks. Okay, mud. I've never heard mud. Okay. I've never heard mud, but I've seen chalk or slate sticks. Okay. Because women, they feel or certain calcium depletion may happen in their body. And two, because like chalk and slate looks as if they can constitute calcium. Okay. They taste very good to them during that time. Okay. So they like eat those things too. Okay. But this is not for everybody, not really that it will happen to everyone. For some people, okay, for some people this happens. If they have a craving for such inedible things, they must consult a doctor. Okay, because you have certain vitamins that are lesser in the body now. Okay, why? See, where the baby gets its nutrients from the mother. Okay, then the mother has to take extra nutrients when she is pregnant. Why? Because nutrients for her body also, and nutrients for the baby's body also. Okay, so she has to take extra nutrients to suffix. Okay, so that they can both be healthy. They can both be healthy. Okay, then an aversion to certain foods and smells such as onion, apples, perfumes, etc. Okay, aversion means dislike. You will dislike. Okay, you will dislike certain smells because like some senses become active. Okay, more active, hormonal changes are there. So some people, they will not like the smell of onions, they'll not like the smell of maybe apples, some perfumes. Okay, this is also different for everybody. Okay, I had one of my aunt who didn't like the smell of chapati. Okay, chapati being cooked. You know the smell of chapati when it's being cooked? So that period she avoided making chapati. Okay, because the smell issue was there. Now, some people, like that happens in people, that different smells they do not like, they try to avoid it. Aversion, dislike to certain smells. Okay, this is also different for everybody. Different for everybody. Now, however, not all women undergo these changes to the same extent. What does this mean? Same extent means that some women will have lot of vomiting, some women very less vomiting. Okay, some women will have so many craving, some women might not have a lot of craving. Some women will find the smell very strong, some women may not find it that strong. Okay, so and that is okay. That is okay. Okay, that is okay. If like women are not, it's not happening to a certain extent, nothing to worry about, because all of us have different bodies. Okay, all of us have different structure of bodies. Okay, so it's different for all of the women. It's different for all of the women who are pregnant. How they experience these changes, it's different. But changes are there. Okay, changes are there, but how it is with them might be different. But physical changes and hormonal changes are there as it is. Effects might be different for them. The experience of cravings and aversion may vary. Some women may experience such feelings for one pregnancy and not for the other. Even see, even say in a mom during her first baby experienced all these things, but during her second baby she didn't experience. Okay, she didn't experience, and that is okay. It is normal. Okay, so this is what it means for one pregnancy, not for the means for one baby and not for the other. So that is okay. All right. Then there is an activity 17.1. You may ask your mother to recall any cravings or aversion she had when she was carrying you or her other siblings or your other siblings. What did she do to overcome these cravings or aversions? Okay. So you can ask your mothers, okay, did you have any cravings when you were like when you conceived me? Okay. People may crave ice cream, people crave pickle, people crave different things. Okay. So you can ask them what they craved, what smell did they dislike, what smell did they dislike. Okay. That also you can ask them. Now, do you know what determines the sex of a fetus? The sex of a fetus is determined by the combination of sex chromosomes of the mother and the father. Gender. Okay, this means gender. Yeah. Okay. Now, now the gender of the baby. Okay. Have you all studied the chromosome structure before? Chromosome structure.
Mm, no, I don't remember. I don't recall. I think
Okay.
I think I have.
Okay. I'll give you a quick brief about it. Okay. father. Okay, I'll write dad and mom. Okay, the dad has XY chromosomes and mom has XX chromosomes. Okay, now in the father, how many? 23 pairs. Okay, 23 pairs dad and 23 pairs mom. Okay, why pair? Because XY is a pair. So 23 in dad and 23 in mom. Okay, now in dad, 22 plus 1. 20 means that 22 are XX and the 23rd one in dad is XY. Okay, one pair is XY in dad. Okay,
Okay.
in mom, all 23 are XX. Okay, what happens is in the fusion of dad and mom's chromosomes, okay, if there if dad's XX chromosomes merge with mom's XX chromosome, then girl will be born. Okay. If father's XY chromosome merges with mom's XX chromosome, boy will be born. Okay. Or you can I'll just simplify it for you. If dad's X chromosome meets mom's X chromosome girl, dad's Y chromosome meets mom's X chromosome boy. Okay? Because girls' chromosomes are always XX. So when XX are meeting of mom and dad, it will be a girl, XX. And when boys' chromosomes in boys, it is XY. So when dad's Y and mom's X is meeting, so boy will be born, who will carry the chromosome XY. Okay, understood now.
Yeah.
Understood. This is how the gender of the baby is like classified. Like how it is a boy or how it is a girl. This is how it is a boy or this is how it is a girl. Okay. Now the gender of a fetus is determined by the combination of sex chromosomes of the mother and the father. These are known as chromosomes or sex chromosomes because they determine the sex, means the gender of the baby. Okay, the gender of the baby. You will recall that it is only the father who carries the chromosome that determines whether the sex of the baby will be male or female. Okay, will be male or female. It depends on the dad if it is a boy or a girl. Depends on the dad because either way, mom is only having XX. Okay, it is dad who has X also and Y also. It is the dad who is having X ones also, Y ones also. So on dad it will depend. Okay, and dad cannot do anything about it. Okay, see, you cannot control the chromosome physically with what chromosome will travel, what chromosome it will be, because these are microscopic organisms, means so small and tiny that you can only see them with a microscope. The sperm and the eggs are microscopic, very small microorganisms. Okay, and physically the dad cannot determine that I will want that I put X chromosome or I'll put Y chromosome. He cannot determine physically. Okay, but this may be done artificially. Okay, this may be done artificially that they take dad's chromosomes, pick Y chromosome, merge it with mom's X chromosome in a test tube, and then put it in the mom's womb. Okay, that can be done. Okay, I'm not like very sure about it, but I think it is possible that way. Okay, but it is like artificial because like we shouldn't discriminate. Okay, this is people who want boy, okay, boy preferences, but God made both man and women, and both are equal. Okay, equally lovely, equally important part of the family. Okay, it's not that boys are more important, girls are not, or girls are more important, boys are not. No. Okay, people like there is a whole lot of discussion, debate that can be done on this. Okay, people prefer boys, not girls, and all. There are techniques by which they determine before birth if it is a boy or girl. If it is a girl, they'll kill the girl. Okay, if you heard the terms female foeticide and female infanticide, female feticide, it's called female feticide. Okay, what happens in female feticide? They kill the girl child in the womb before she is born. Okay, that is known as feticide. What is infanticide? They kill the baby girl right after she is born. Okay, when she's an infant. Okay, so that those things are also done. Okay, and measures to control them are also taken. A lot of measures to control these things. A lot of hospitals ban the determination of gender before birth. Okay, they ban determination of gender before birth. There are laws on this thing. Okay, there are actually laws on these things that shouldn't be done, but rural areas and many places it is still done now too. Okay, killing of the girl child, killing of the baby. Sometimes the mother also dies. Okay, they push the mother. They push the mother. Okay, practices such as that also happen. Baby dies, mother dies because they're connected inside, right? So that is it. Now, usually, also one more thing I'll tell you, there is this taboo, okay, or a myth. There was this myth, okay, that mother, it depends on the mother that what will be the gender of the baby. Okay, it is dependent on the mother what will be the gender of the baby. Traditionally, this myth was followed. People believed that it is the mother who determines. Okay, but it is wrong. It is actually the father. Okay, it is actually the father on whom it depends what will be the gender of the baby. Okay, you may have read your science books, the lesson heredity, or use a library or internet to find out more about chromosomes and how they help in deciding whether a baby would be a girl or boy. I explained you how chromosomes help in deciding whether it would be a girl or boy. Okay. Now we will stop here for today, and tomorrow we will talk about twins. Okay. Tomorrow we will talk about twins, what happens with twins, and how the fetus develops inside the mother's womb. Okay. Okay. Now, we'll meet tomorrow. Okay. You can look this diagram up and draw it in your
Tomorrow,
notebooks.
tomorrow's
Okay.
Saturday, right, bro?
Oh, sorry. Tomorrow is Saturday. Monday.
Yeah,
Okay. Monday. That's a habit to say tomorrow.
yeah,
Okay, but Monday. Okay. Okay. Okay, then. See you in English class
yes.
and bye.
Bye, man. Thank you.
Bye. Okay.